Yeah. So we're saying one of the advantages of BT toxins over chemical insecticides results from their specificity for pest insects. So I was like, okay, when I got there, I was like, okay, we have this like thing apparently that can like identify pests. I'm like, cool. So we're gonna kill all the mosquitoes. Apparently mosquitoes are necessary, but I don't like them. The toxins have no known detrimental effects on mammals or birds. I'm like, cool, we're safe. The birds are safe. But I read that and I was like, well, what about something? I'm like, what about the bees? Because we need honeybees too in life, right? What about the bees? I don't know. In addition to, you know, them not hurting mammals or birds, the limited range of activity of the toxins towards insects means that often a particular toxin will kill pest species, but not affect insects that prey upon the species. So I read this and I was like, does it matter? So let's think about that sentence for a matter. That sentence, does this matter?
That only matters if you have another sentence stating, you know, this specific chemical, like this chemical only kills this type of insect. You got to label, you can't just label insects as a whole. You've got to come down to the part and be like, if you're trying to kill ants, this kills ants. And you can't say it's going to kill insects and then have that kind of sentence in there.
I think for me, it mattered in the context of, do we know then that like it's significant only if chemical insecticides sometimes kill other insects other than the pests? Like if we assume that, then sure, it's significant, but we don't necessarily know that.
I agree.
But they're telling us what pests are though.
Okay. Yes, Angelica.
I was gonna say,
sorry.
Do you want to go first?
No, you go.
Oh, okay. No, I was just going to say, I think it does matter because when you brought up the honeybee, like, what about the honeybees? Like, okay, what if honeybees eat on mosquitoes? So, like, you're harming more than just one population if that weren't true. So I think it is significant.
Well, and yeah, and I thought too, like when I read the part about detrimental effects on mammals or birds, like that seemed, I don't know, almost more intuitive, because maybe the toxin is just like a low dosage for insects. So, okay, it's not going to affect mammals or birds. So now it's just kind of narrowing it down a little bit and telling me that it is going to actually hurt, or it's not going to hurt the insects either, the other insects that prey on them.
But do we want, so does prey have to be a bad thing?
No, it could be like spiders eating flies. Like it could be
right,
just
right, yeah. So we're just saying like, hey, the reason that this is cool is because the limited range of activity of the toxins towards insects means that often like this toxin will kill a pest species, but it does not affect the insects that prey upon that species. So I was assuming that we have this like, and this was an assumption, this was just me imagining it, was we have this pest species. So maybe it's even like some type of plant disease or something. I have no idea, like literally like a plant disease, and it's not going to kill the bees that are landing on it. Like that could be a good thing, right? If that's what it's really doing. like if that's the direction we're going.
But can we assume all that?
Right. But no, we can't. And so we have to be critical when we make up these like explanations. But this was me like predicting it, like walking it through in my head of like trying to make sense of the science passage. Right. So then we say, hey, this advantage, because it does say this advantage. So I'm like, clearly we're assuming that this is an advantage. Don't know if it really is. Makes BT toxins preferable to chemical insecticides for use as components of insect pest management programs. So we're saying, hey, this is why we prefer this to this other thing whenever we're trying to for the components. I'm like, what is insect pest management programs? And so why is this important if it's killing pest species, but not the insects? So insect pests, like whatever the insect pest is, like I guess that's what we're trying to kill. How would you go about weakening this?
All I can think of right now coming from my head is just, I think we all talked about it, but like, okay, what if, I don't know, I know you said mosquitoes aren't anything, but like let's say, or actually there's two. What if there's mosquitoes and then these other pests need those mosquitoes to survive, and then the mammals and the birds need those bugs to survive, and if we're killing off one, it just kind of ruins the whole chain. And another one is like, okay, well, the toxins aren't, I think this was a stretch, but I'm saying the toxins aren't bad, but over a period of time, they could be bad if we keep ingesting them. But those are the only two things.
Yeah. Okay.
I like that, because maybe in small doses, if like a bird is eating the mosquito in small doses, it's not bad. But if he goes gorges himself on thousands of mosquitoes, then it can be bad to the bird.
Oh yeah, because what if this prey is eating this pest species and they're getting infected that way? Yeah.
I was going to say that the amount might be important with a pest management program, because if you're trying to manage, they might be trying to manage different populations of something. Like if they're protecting maybe plants, so you want to manage some insects are good, some insects are not. Mm-hmm. So depending on how much you use of this particular toxin, it will kill some things and not the other. So more of like a formula of what's going to be good or bad.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking also, I mean, this might be too simple, and I don't know if it goes, I don't think it goes against our stimulus, but.
Go for it. You might be saying what I was going to say, so go for it.
Oh, but it's saying that you should choose BT because it's more specific and it doesn't harm, there's no detrimental effects for mammals and birds, and it doesn't harm these like prey species. But if the original chemical insecticide doesn't harm the species, then what is then the advantage? Like, I think if it says that there's no difference in the harm, then it ruins our argument.
Right. Like what our conclusion is saying is that BT is better than CI. So if any way that we can show that CI is better than BT, that would weaken our argument. Excellent.
Is this advantage like considered like a value judgment then, or no?
I think it is truly like an advantage. I think we can assume that based on what it said here, unless we bring in new information that is elsewhere, is saying that this is in one, this goes in this topic, or like, so kind of a little bit against what Katie said. This one thing might be an advantage, but that doesn't mean there's like 100 other things that make CI better.
Okay.
But Katie was on the right track with where she was checking. All right, go ahead and try this one. So we have some people that are saying B and some answer choices that people that are saying E. So people that picked, who wants to share why they chose? Cora, do you want to share why you chose B?
That's just saying that there's nothing in particular about BT toxin that makes it special. That can kill, that's effective against all insects.
So does that mean that it's still better than CI?
that to me makes that,
Does that make this, sorry, does B make CI better than BT then?
that means anything can be better than BT, really.
Potentially, right? But,
Right.
but just like the last answer question that we have an answer choice to, does that mean for sure that CI is better than BT, or does it just give it a chance?
It gives it a chance.
Okay. Lisa, why did you pick E? I mean, D. Sorry, no one said E. Sorry, I meant to put D.
I like D just because it sounded fun.
I was so scared. I was like,
I was wrong this whole time.
Sorry, no, sorry, I'm an idiot. Like, okay, there we go.
No, you're not an idiot.
But like, no, I was like, I think I don't know what I was saying. Okay, Lisa, why did you choose D?
Because if insects build up a resistance more readily, that means that they're not going to be good for an insect pest management. So in effect, they're going to be better than a chemical insecticide because they're not going to help.
Okay. I didn't take it down to the level of management program because I don't really know enough about it, but I get what you're saying by it's a management program. So I think it's safe to assume a management program is like long lasting or like longer than like a one-time usage for sure. What did you like about D, Angelica? You're right, Lisa, you're on the right track, but there's another thing that like makes me like your reasoning was there, but there's another reason what makes me like that reasoning even more.
I just like D because it was saying that BT was weaker than chemical pesticides or whatever because they're able to build a resistance to the chemicals versus BT. Or no, they're more readily, easily able to have the resistance to BT than the chemicals.
So it gives us a reason to what?
Want to choose chemicals over the BT.
Okay. So Cora, do you see the difference between this? Where excellent. So your answer choice isn't a bad answer choice. I mean, I'm gonna say it's a bad answer choice just to be strong. Like I'm gonna say it's a bad. Like I understand where you're going always when we pick wrong answer choices, but B is a bad answer choice because it's giving CI a chance to be better, where D is giving us a specific way that it is. I mean, I don't know if building up resistance is enough to make it better because I don't know enough about it, but it at least gives me a specific reason to like raise my eyebrows and weaken that, well, hey, maybe it's not better because we're going to build up resistance and in 3 weeks from now, it's not going to work. Which is what you were saying. Your reasoning was there, Lisa. I just wanted, your reasoning was correct. I just wanted to say like, it gives us a reason why CI is better than BT. Mm-hmm. Do you have any more questions on this one?